Brendan Loughnane, the man who, at least in my opinion, stole the first section of the PFL 2021 season. How are things with you?
Very good, mate. Living the California dream, to be honest. Waiting for the next one now, 4 weeks. Siler Diamond. In good shape, ready for the next one.
And obviously you're in between two fights at the moment. You've just come off the Sheymon Moraes knockout, and as you mentioned, you've got the fight in 4 weeks. Do you like this PFL schedule where you almost know when you're going to fight and you can plan around that?
Mate, I would fight every 4 weeks for the rest of my life if I could. I mean, it's just so much better for me. I'm always in the gym anyway, and I'd rather be competing as much as possible. So I just wish the season was all year round. You know what I mean? I could just keep fighting like this because this is what I love to do.
Yeah. Was it difficult with the 2020 season not running last year?
Extremely difficult for many reasons: competition reasons, financial reasons, just mental reasons. Like it's just shit to have so long off. But you know what can you really do? There's people in a lot worse situations than me, and what I had to do was seize the opportunity when it opened up again, and that I did.
You did, 100%. And as I mentioned, I really do feel like on these three shows that they had at the start of the season, you really did steal the show. We had a lot of upsets on the first card, but you were the only one with the finish. So talk to me a little bit about how you view your fight with Sheymon Moraes.
Yeah, what one finish on the whole card, mate. Like, if you could have sat down and wrote a script of a perfect night, it was a perfect night, mate. And like, couldn't have gone any better. So I'm just, it looks like luck's on my side this year. I won't call it luck really because I've had my fair share of bad luck in my career. So let's just hope the tide's turning a bit and I finally get my dues out of the sport, mate, because fucking hell, it's been a long road.
As I mentioned when we first connected, the only Englishman in the PFL this season.
I know, mate, flying the flag high. Everyone needs to get behind me back at home, mate, and just, you know, we've got plenty of UFC fighters, but you got one that's on his own in this tournament and smashing the Americans, Brazilians, Russians to pieces, mate. Like I say in that last post, this will be my fifth straight fight in the US. I'm not even lost a round. What other English fighters are doing that at the minute? Come on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, where are you at the moment? Is it you training down in Alliance? Am I right in saying?
Yeah, I'm back at San Diego now. I would have gone back to Dubai, to be honest. I had a great camp, but the PFL want us to stay domestic in between fights just because it's such a quick turnaround.
Yeah. What is it like being top of the mountain? Because no other guy got a finish. We've got four other guys on 3 points, but you've got double what anyone else has got at the second place, if you like. So does that alleviate any of the pressure going into this next fight?
Nah, not at all. Not at all, mate. We've still got a dangerous guy in front of me. He's got 3 points. He's got to knock me out to go through. So
yes,
he's got the same mentality as what I had in the first fight. So like, I've seen his interviews. He's talking about his kid. He's talking about this, that, and the other. He's got a lot on the line, mate. He's going to come try and take me head off, just like Sheymon. So, you know, don't forget if he loses this fight, he's going home. He's getting his walking papers. So for me, I've got to train. Like I was probably the only one out of that whole tournament, the first PFL that was back in the gym Monday morning because they had some wars. Listen, this fella got dropped twice in that last fight, and he's got to fight again in 4 weeks. It's not ideal for him. He's got a bit of a cut on his eye. He got banged up, and I'm probably the worst person you could want to get matched with when you're already carrying a few niggles, mate.
Did you take one clean shot on that fight? I know you got touched a little bit, but did you take any damage at all?
Well, he sprinted across the cage at me and thought he was going to overwhelm me with his size and his pressure. But, you know, I'm so good with my footwork. I knew that that's what he was going to do. And exactly how we planned it. You know what? If I said I was going to do that, I would be lying. I didn't think it would go that quick. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out in the end, obviously. But, yeah, no niggles.
Superb. Well, going into this tournament, I think the clear favourite or the clear big name going in was obviously Lance Palmer, who lost his fight. And obviously he's gone from supposed favourite to now on 0 points and you're at 6 points. Do you think you should be considered the favourite after the first round of the fights?
Well, if you don't put me as a favourite, you'd be silly, really, because I'm head and shoulders above everyone. But as I look under the table, I see the Bubba Jenkins, the Mov Leeds. I see some really difficult fights.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy, but I'm so on form at the minute. I just feel like I'm just touching my prime now, and like I just feel like this tournament came around at a perfect time. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. It got cancelled the first time, to be honest, because I just spent a full year and a half working my ass off, and it's shown.
Well, let's talk about this next fight. So June 10th, yourself will be fighting Tyler Diamond. First and foremost, how do you view Tyler Diamond's skill set as an upcoming opposition?
You know, he's probably the best wrestler I've fought so far. I don't know, actually. Pat Healy's probably, I don't know, he's up there as well. I don't know. Like, 5'7", tries to box a bit, which suits me. If he thinks he wants to have a boxing match, mate, perfect. But let's see who shoots for the fences, mate, because it won't be me. And I know he will. You know what I mean? So if you want to come in for a boxing match, mate, you're more than welcome. But let's be realistic. He's going to try and get the takedown. He's going to try and overwhelm me on the ground. What I can't wait to show is no one in this tournament or in the world really has got to see my wrestling yet. If I sat here and told you my wrestling's probably better than my striking, you'd think I'm lying, but I'm not even lying. So good luck to all these wrestlers this year.
Is that what you feel like a lot of the guys in this tournament will see the key to victory against you is to try and wrestle you?
There's only one other striker in it, that Arman Ospinov, who just got signed. So realistically, what's Bubba Jenkins going to do? He's not going to try and box me, is he? He's not going to kickbox. They're all just going to, Lance Palmer, what's he going to try and kickbox? No, they're not all going to change the style all overnight. They're all going to try and wrestle me. So I've come to Alliance. I've got sick wrestlers, absolutely putting me through hell every day. Every day on the fence, every day on the floor. Get up, get up, get up. So bring them all on me. Every one of them wrestlers, bring them on. Good luck holding me down for 15 minutes.
Out of interest, who have you been primarily working with down in Alliance?
Well, obviously, I've got Cruz. He's been here the whole time. He's been a massive help in my career all the way through. Jeremy Stevens, Miles Jory. Got loads of D1 wrestlers that no one knows about. I've got plenty of pedigree all around. So yeah, just like I say, I'm pretty much straight in camp from the next one. This isn't a camp. It's just maintaining what I already had from the first fight. So it's really exciting times, really.
Sure it is. It definitely is. What do you feel like the biggest single advantage you hold over Tyler Diamond in this upcoming fight?
Experience, footwork, timing. I feel like I'm the all-round better fighter. And like I say, he's been dropped twice in the last 4 weeks. Yeah. So it's only going to take half a shot, mate. And it's only going to take me to land once in 15 minutes to really put him to kip. So let's see. I think I can see it going the way it went against Mike Wilkinson the second time. He's a very similar fighter to him. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but that's just how I see it.
It's always a strange dynamic, a tournament formula, because the disparity in what people have took for damage has obviously got to play a factor.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Like, I walked in there, no damage come out, and I was looking at some of them. Some of the heads are like this. And, like, I'm not being funny. I don't know how Sheymon's fighting again. I really don't know how he's fighting again. This tournament format's mental, mate. Like, you can't be taking knockouts like that and just getting straight back in there. But, you know, who am I to... You know what I mean?
Yeah, to be honest, it's something that I hadn't actually thought about before speaking to you, but it is a little bit of a worry considering he's going to be in there in 4 weeks, to be quite honest.
It's a bit more than a worry, isn't it? Come on, let's have it right. You can't be getting fucking savagely KO'd and getting back in 4 or 5 weeks. It's just, I don't know. I wouldn't be doing it anyway. Like, my life's more important, but, you know, is what it is.
Yeah. Now, something I wanted to touch on, which I know you get a lot of this, so I've got one single...
Dana White.
The Dana White comment, which I know that, first of all, that must bug you, the fact that's a large part of how people perhaps view Brendan Loughnane.
Do you know what? It's pretty weird that it took you about fucking 4 minutes to get to it, really. Usually it's the first question. But yeah, I'm making my own way, mate. I'm making more money than I would have ever made there now. I'm flying high. I'm on a win streak. I'm on ESPN. Fucking... I've got sponsors, which I wouldn't have been able to have. Like, I'm okay, mate. I'm doing fine. I mean, I'm not sat crying in my house about it.
No, I wasn't saying that you were. All I was going to say was, do you think that the stigma around that, about people viewing you as the guy who Dana White rejected, has alleviated with the Moraes knockout?
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? But there's always going to be them people that are really green and don't really know about MMA and going to be like, yeah, but the UFC didn't want him, so he's not good enough. Like, they're always going to be around. look down my record, mate. There's at least half or a third of my fights have all been with former UFC fighters. So if you for 1 second think that I'm not going to be in the UFC, then it's mind blowing, because has Bill Algeo gone on to winning the UFC straight after me? I mean, come on. Like, Sheymon's beat top 10 UFC guys in the past. So, like, if we're doing MMA maths, let's work it out now. You know what I mean? So, that stigma is always going to be attached due to that show, but I'll wipe my tears of $1 million, mate.
The beautiful thing is, as well, is there is so many more options, and PFL are right at the top of that, which the £1 million at the end, as I'm sure, is a massive incentive.
PFL are great. I've you know what? Before I went on the Contender, they would put a great offer in. I was going to go there anyway in the beginning. I wanted to see out this UFC thing first and just put that to bed in my mind. I'm glad I did that and move forward with my career now. I could not be happier with this place. I love the owners. I love all the back staff. And they love me. So why would you not want to work somewhere where you massively loved? And that, you know what I mean? With being the only guy from England in there as well, there's extra love.
Yeah. Do you think you're viewed as the potential poster boy for the British market in the PFL?
Well, I'm the only one, so if they're going to put a poster up in England, surely it's going to be me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah, well, there is that. I don't know who else it would be, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Well, another thing, with Pettis losing, with Verdum losing, a lot of the big names, I can't see Rory losing anytime soon, or Kayla, really, but I think I've put myself in the top 3 in the organisation now with that finish, and I look to do that exact same thing again on June 10th, and I want to be the poster. Of course, I want to be the poster boy. I want poster boy money, and I want to be poster boy. Why would I not? Of
course. And obviously, you're on the main card this time, which I presume is a nice thing to hear.
I'm not really asked about that. To be honest, I kicked off that I got pushed up the card. I like to get in and out, mate. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, I was like, why? I was like, I don't want to be main event on the prelims. I was like, I thought it was on first. And then they were like, yeah, but you got voted. I was like, I don't care. I didn't want to be there. But, main card, doesn't really matter to me which number I fight.
Is it interesting for you that Pettis is the main event for this card, despite his loss to Clay Collard?
Nah, he's earned it, mate. He's been in the sport over 10 years. UFC champion, WEC champion, massive name, great fighter. Clay Collard's also a dog, mate. I loved watching that fight. So, yeah, mate, there's some tasty matchups in the next one, honestly.
Yeah, there is 100%, yeah. And something I wanted to mention just on the Dana White comment very, very briefly is I had a little look at your record, and 2 of your only 3 losses are via split decision. So the whole narrative of you not going for the finish, I would imagine, doesn't make any sense, because them very close decision losses must weigh heavy on your mind.
I'll be honest, mate. I was sat in the changing room watching the fights, Chris Wade and all that. There was some terrible decisions, and honestly, it went in my mind. I thought, you are not doing this to me again on this stage. So I just went straight through him. And I thought, I don't care, mate. It's not happening again at this stage. I'm too old now to start on the mountain again of split decisions and this and that. So I just threw it all out there, mate. And that's the way I need to fight every time. I'm capable of doing that to every single person. And that's what's going to happen now.
Is there any incentive fighting for the PFL, especially in this part of the season where you're awarded points based upon finishes? That, as we've mentioned, you're in the best position in the division by going out there and stopping Sheymon Moraes early.
Nah, I don't. I'm really not looking at points at all, mate. I'm looking at a dog that's coming to fight me. If he doesn't win, he doesn't go through. So for me, I'm just looking to knock Tyler Diamond out, mate. I'm not looking to spend any overtime in there. I've got another fight coming up after this. I'm looking to do the exact same again.
Yeah. Out of interest, obviously there's 9 other guys in this featherweight bracket at the moment. Who would be your surefire pick? Who would get through the next stage with yourself? Is there someone you look at?
Bubba's going to get through. Bubba's going to beat Anthony Diza. He's going to out wrestle him. Like, Bubba's had 2 wrestlers. Bubba loves people that are going to wrestle him back. So they've given him another wrestler. He's going to definitely get through. I think it's probably going to be me, Bubba, Movlead, and the 4th spot's up for grabs. If Lance Palmer needs to get a first round finish, which is crazy. So let's see.
Well, let's turn the conversation back to your fight. Brendan, would you be prepared to give me a prediction for when you step in the cage with Tyler Diamond?
I think I stopped Tyler Diamond. I honestly do. Like with Sheymon, I'd be lying if I sat here and said I was going to stop him.
Yeah.
I've always been capable of stopping anyone, but I don't know what it is in the last couple of fights. I've just not been able to do it, and being able to do it in the last one, I think I found my mojo again, mate. And I think Tyler, chin's gone a bit after that fight. Perfect matchup for me. The way he walks forward and comes in, I think I can stop him early as well, if not the second round.
So you think it could potentially be 12 points on the board, 100% points out of what you could have achieved?
I'm trying to do an Emiliano Sordid. I live with him now, right? And he won $1 million in 4.5 minutes total. Yeah. So I'm like, minute and a half, I've got a bit of time to catch up on. I better make this one about 30 seconds and then I've still got a chance of beating him.
I wouldn't worry about Emiliano Sordid's time record. I'd worry about just getting that guy out there.
Exactly.
Final question, Brendan, because I do know that you are busy. Have you got anything in mind that you'd like to purchase? What's the first thing you would like to purchase if you win this $1 million?
I'm not thinking that far ahead, mate. If I start thinking and spending it in my head, I still can't even picture myself lifting up a world title on $1 million. I really can't picture it yet. Like I've tried to, but it's a hard thing to picture in it. And what will you spend it on? When you go to the bank on a Monday morning and it just says $1 million, mate, you're like, I don't have to worry again. So it'd be a nice little pressure off my shoulders, but it won't change. I'm a fighter, mate. I fucking love this. I was doing this for free for 7 years. Like, only just starting to get paid now. It's a bit of a Brucey bonus that I get paid, but they ain't going to stop me from fighting, mate. Like, I'm out here to prove a point, big time.
Well, I appreciate your honesty in that answer because a lot of fighters would give me the old, a visual Ferrari or something like that. Yeah, so I appreciate your honesty there, mate. Before we, I very much thank you for your time today, and I very much look forward to seeing you back in action next month.
Legend, top man. Thanks for the time, mate. Cheers.
Before we finish, Brendan, how can people find you on social media?
Brendan MMA. I've actually just changed it because I had a stupid Instagram and I've been working with his publicist, and he was like, "Why is it Brendan264?" And I was like, "I don't know." So he's made me change it now. So Brendan MMA, dead easy, mate. You can find me dead easy now.
And before we finish, is there anything you would like to say or sign off with at all?
I mean, come on, lads. Get behind me in the UK now. Get a few beverages down, yeah? Get ready for the next one, June 10th. Let's do it.
I've told you already. I told you at that press conference, Liverpool's right behind you already. So you'd have one less city to worry about.
Mate, I've actually got more from Liverpool, I think, at the minute. The amount of people from Liverpool messaging me, it's all love. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all love in the north.
There's certainly a north-south divide in this country, so you'll probably have more support up north than you might down south.
100%.
Great to speak to you today, Brendan.
Top man. See you in a bit, mate.